Thanks for letting us camp on Angel Island tonight, Knuckles. The view up here is incredible. I don't think I'll ever get over it.
Why are you thanking him? He's the one who asked us to stay because he was lonely.
I was not. I just figured you all came this way and there was no sense in you heading back in the dark.
Whatever you say, Nux.
Now that we have that fire going, what should we do?
You know, we could always tell scary stories. Ooh!
Ghost stories?
What are you, 5?
Oh, come on. It could be fun. You know, the atmosphere here is perfect. Look, I'll go first and set the mood. You guys remember when I turned into that werehog thing a while back, right? Well, I never really talked about the stuff that happened when I was in that form. It was kind of a lot to handle. My mind space was way different and corrupted. I didn't feel like myself. The worst part of it was when I first transformed. It was the lowest I think I've been in a while. The most haunting thing happened when my body finally transformed. It was the worst thing I'd ever gone through. It was... my gloves! They ripped because my hands were too big.
Really?
What? It's based on a true story. Man, I had to go glove shopping once I turned back. It was awful. Gloves are so much more expensive these days.
I'm really shaking in my boots here. Who knew our biggest enemy would be an underpaid cashier selling overpriced gloves?
You're lucky you have those bowling ball fists, so you don't ever have to go shopping for gloves like I do.
Okay, my turn. Just last month, Guillermo came to my workshop for a routine repair. Alright, you should be back up and running in just a moment, Guillermo. I just need to tighten the screw and you can be on your way.
Acknowledged. I must get back to cream and vanilla. I've been gone for too long.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about them. Sonic's with them.
I'm far more capable of protecting them than Sonic.
Oh man, I hate storms. The generator was in the back of my workshop in my supply closet. Even with my flashlight, it was hard to navigate. I kept tripping over my own tools and whatever spare parts I had lying around. The whole building shook violently. I grew worried that the roof would be ripped off. When I finally reached the generator, I could barely find the pull cord. I pulled, and...
Tails, when is this story supposed to get scary? Just because you're afraid of lightning doesn't mean we are.
I know that! I'm just getting to the scary part. I pulled on the cord and the lights finally came on. However, when I looked up, to my horror, I saw... one of my wrenches had gone missing from the supply closet.
That's it?
That's it? It was my favorite wrench. I can't just go buy that wrench by itself. I have to buy the whole set again.
Spending money? Careful, Tails. You're really gonna scare Sonic.
Gloves are expensive!
All right, boys. Your tales seem well and good, but you haven't heard a real scary story. And I should know, since it happened because of me.
Because of you?
Yes, I call it a terrible fortune.
Okay, Amy. The puns are just unnecessary.
I'm serious. It was all my fault. Now, if you'll let me explain... It was pretty slow at the restoration that week. Not much paperwork, a lack of usual Eggman issues. Things were peaceful. When I was eating lunch with Jewel, I decided to pull out my tarot deck and do a few readings.
Thanks for taking me out for lunch, Amy.
Of course! It's my treat. You've been working so hard lately, and the restoration looks great. We wouldn't be where we are without you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It seems we found each other at the perfect time. I'd nearly claim fate.
Fate, you say?
What are you doing?
These are my tarot cards. Remember when we used them during our camping trip?
I don't think I'll ever forget our first girls' trip.
Well, I've been using them for a long time. They even brought me to a very special person. These cards are more powerful than you may think.
Well, I suppose I can try again. Not sure how a deck of cards can decide my future, but Here we go.
Ah, the Wheel of Fortune.
Are you sure these cards work right? It's upside down.
Oh, yes. Upside down means the opposite. What you just pulled is very bad. Expect very, very bad luck in your future. Please, be very careful.
Huh. Interesting. Though I already consider myself a careful person. Well, as much as I'd love to stay and chat, I must get back to my office. I'll see you some other time, Amy.
Be careful! Heed my warning!
Okay, that seems pretty normal. How could this be scary?
You know, I'm with Nux on this one. You're pulling your cards and nothing happened. Boring!
Well, if you would let me finish this story, maybe you'd be a bit more spooked. As Jewel went back to work, the diamond cutters paid her a visit. Lanolin even brought her favorite tea order. Then, just as she was handing it to Lanolin, she tripped on a spare pencil that must have fallen off Jewel's desk. Then, tea spilled all over Jewel's brand new blouse and paperwork she had just finished.
Is that all?
There's more. After the spill, while Jewel was trying to save her work, she knocked over a geode on her desk. It was apparently a really rare one, too. Using some glue, Tangle tried to fix it, but it stuck to the desk. Actually, I think it's still stuck now that I think about it. Here's the big finale. As Jewel was leaving her office for the day, after such a bad day, Jewel kept her head down and walked into oncoming traffic.
Oh no, was she okay?
She was fine. The supply truck stopped, luckily, but the supply truck was full of feathers. Jewel ended up sneezing for a week.
Those things seem to be less related to your fortune and more coincidental.
I agree. That wasn't really scary either.
Well, fine. If you're such a scary expert, why don't you try to do better?
You know, I'm pretty sure anything might be scarier than that.
Scary story, huh? Oh, I've got one. It's one of these stories I found on the island not too long ago.
Like, as in, it's a real legend?
Could be, but it's a good one.
But is it...
The echidnas have always been intertwined with the Master Emerald, guarding it and keeping it safe from those who wanted to use it wrongly. It was a symbol of our people. However, when the Master Emerald had first been found by my ancestors, apparently the Master Emerald hadn't been used to working with organic life forms like us, so the compatibility wasn't there. The side effects it had were dangerous. The intake of the power would take the life of any who tried to use it. The first one to survive absorbing the power, however, he was strange afterwards. At first, it seemed as though he was gifted enough to use it without being killed immediately. He was regarded as a god amongst the echidnas. However, just a few days after using it, he started to act weird. He'd have random sprouts of gibberish. He would spend most of his time around the emerald, and some people even found him in corners talking to himself at speeds that seemed impossible for people to speak at. He got territorial over the emerald, almost killing people for even looking at it. Eventually, they locked up the guy for months, but it just changed who he hurt. Every day, he'd itch until it broke through his skin. It barely seemed to be intelligent. One day, he eventually broke out and raced over to the emerald. He jumped on top of it and went through a horrifying transformation. It was like an echidna and a Chaos Zero fused painfully. His bones cracked like falling trees. Any fluids he kept in his body would pour out like dripping water bottle. His skin was like sandpaper, and his speech was gibberish. He ended up massacring most of the echidnas in his tribe, with only a few remaining survivors. He left without a trace and hasn't been seen since. No one knows what abilities he got from it, so for all we know, he could have gained immortality. He could be still running around in the shadows to this very day. Oh, did I win? Haha, in your face, blue boy.
You know, it wasn't a competition.
Well, if it was, I'd be the winner.
Knuckles, I think that was a little too scary. There's kids here.
What? He fought a water god. He doesn't get that excuse anymore.
I'm completely fine, Amy. Nothing to worry about.
Am I interrupting something here?
Oh, it's you. I thought something actually threatening was coming along.
Excuse me?
Hi, Rouge! We're all telling scary stories and trying to make each other scream. It looks like you may have won, though. I'm not sure you meant to.
Yeah, it's been super fun. I don't think we have any more stories to tell. Do you have one, Rouge?
Yeah! Once you're in the story zone, you have to tell one.
Okay, fine. You want to know what my worst nightmare is? Once upon a time, there was a big, beautiful, shiny gem. The gem every girl dreams of. However, the jewel was guarded by a nasty, disgusting troll.
Hey!
And when did I say you were in this?
But you... Ugh.
Just keep telling the story.
Gladly. Anyway, one fateful night, the troll left this glittering treasure all alone. The perfect chance for a bat to strike. Anyway, I have some unrelated business I must attend to. See you later, darlings.
Wait a minute, come back here. I won't let you take the Master Emerald.
Guess we'll have to see who gets to it first.
Well, that was quick.
Knuckles, wait up!
Yeah, don't leave us hanging!